Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our MUN Ask Me Live studio session today. My name is Claire, and I'm a student at Memorial University. I'm currently completing a double major in biology and psychology, and I'm also a Memorial Ambassador. So today we're going to be chatting with Bert, Dirk, and Kat with MUNSU, and we're also going to be talking with Indongazit from GSU. So that's super exciting. Before we get started, I am going to remind you of a few housekeeping items. So this session is being recorded, so if you are participating, you are consenting to that. Also, we're going to ask any people who are here listening today who are not our special guests to ensure that your mics are muted and your video is turned off for the session. And if you have any questions throughout the session, you can pop them in the chat and we'll answer those. So to get started, I'm going to ask our guests to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about what you do. So Bert, I'm going to get you to start.
Great. Hello, everyone. My name is Bert Power. I'm the Director of Student Life with MUNSU. My responsibilities include overseeing the clubs, societies, and resource centers of MUNSU, which are a wide, diverse array of various groups of people, more than 100 groups. I also am responsible for coordinating Welcome Weeks as far as the MUNSU side is concerned, and also the Winter Carnival in February, which is a residence-wide event. And in normal times, I would also be booking shows and promoting MUNSU in that way through the Breezeway.
Awesome. So it sounds like you're kept pretty busy. Kat, can you give us a little introduction about you?
Hey everyone, my name is Kat McLaughlin. I'm the Director of Advocacy with MUNSU. Your advocacy services are really there to help all undergraduate students navigate any hurdles that come up throughout their time at university. So this can include academic hurdles, which could include difficulties with a professor or faculty, accusations of academic misconduct, various academic appeals. Really, if you are having troubles with someone or something academically, we're kind of there to help you work your way through it and connect you with the resources that are out there. Those resources also expand into non-academic things. So we help students with various kind of issues that could come up. A large thing that I help provide is legal aid. So we connect students with professional legal services and cover those fees for them. We also help connect students with all sorts of resources throughout the university and the community. So that includes things like the Student Experience Office, the Student Wellness and Counseling Center, the Sexual Harassment Office. Essentially, my job is to help students that are having troubles and help give them the information that will help them navigate those troubles.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
And Derek, can you give us a little intro, please?
Hi there, everyone. My name's Derek Samarad. My pronouns are him. I am the Director of Campaigns with MUNSU and the Career Students Rep for the Province of Newfoundland with the Canadian Federation of Students. In my job with MUNSU, I mostly try to make sure that our on-campus events are not only serving the students, but making them feel more comfortable, making them feel represented on campus. Beyond that, I try to make sure that we're still campaigning for education for all and fairness for international students within the student body.
Awesome, great, you guys. And in Indongazit, could you give us a little introduction about you and the GSU?
Hi everyone, I'm Idawasi Wang. I'm the Executive Director of Campus Live with GSU. What personally I do is to organize events, including the orientation and the grad fest, which will be coming up next month. And we are really working on that to make sure that every incoming student and new students would have access to information and activities. Though this will be happening online, we'll be having so many activities by September that would keep our incoming students very enlightened. GSU has a lot of packages for new students. We have We advocate, we have our advocacies, we have services that we render like financial support for our students. We offer conference traveling funding. We offer professional development grants. We offer professional membership grants for students who want to participate in other societies. We have a special project grants for people who are partaking in special projects and graduate development grants. I also oversee in my office clubs and societies in GSU. Every club that is graduate student oriented or has graduate student participating in them, my office oversees them. And those are basically what I do with GSU.
Great, that's awesome. So both the GSU and MUNSU has so many student services, so it's great for students to hear about these and get involved. So I'm wondering if someone from MUNSU can speak to the ideas of what they're doing this fall with the idea of COVID-19 and how they are planning to support students both through funding and through programming and activities.
Well, I can take the end of the question, I suppose, as far as funding and activities. So throughout the spring semester, we've been offering the COVID-19 project grant to clubs and societies so that they can set up a bit of online infrastructure for themselves. Some groups have been buying laptops. Some have been subscribing to services that are relevant to the interests of the group so that at the beginning of the semester, they have something to work with. And so going forward, clubs and societies will have access to the normal grants that they otherwise would, the special project grant, which any group can apply for, and the individual merit fund, which will allow groups to send individual members to conferences online or pay registration fees, and you don't need to be part of a club or society in order to avail of that grant. The individual merit fund, there's usually quite a bit of interest with that, and I expect that students will be availing of it quite a bit over the fall, as there will be so many online opportunities for them to register for this or that seminar or workshop within the interest of their faculty. And also the conference hosting grant, which is a more substantial grant, and a club or society would be able to put that together so they could pay, we could cover their speaker fees, or we could cover the subscription needed to get everybody onto the online service that they're hosting the conference through. So these are some of the funding opportunities that we're putting out there in the fall. I think I can put it over to Kat as far as places where students can go if they're looking for some supports.
Hey, yeah. So in terms of advocacy supports, we've been very lucky to be relatively unaffected by the transition to remote operations. So all of the advocacy supports that we would have provided before, we're still able to provide them now through email, video conferencing, etc. The only difference is we no longer can do the in-person meetings, but we're finding that this navigating the remote operations is going pretty well. Myself, like the rest of my colleagues, are all available via email. And that's been something that we have seen, at least on my end, a pretty dramatic increase in contact since moving to a remote operation. But we're also kind of increasing support staff's kind of role in this right now. So in terms of connecting to these resources and getting help with any appeals, we're still here. We're just operating through email and through video conferencing. So don't hesitate to contact us that way.
I will say one more about what we have to offer. We've just in the last few weeks launched our new website, MUNSU35.ca, and we have a new calendar up there that there will be relevant events from any individuals, clubs, or societies that are putting off events that would apply to the university, the student body as a whole. We'll be advertising those things there. There's also our club and society list on that website where you can go through by category of group and find what you're most interested in pretty easily, and reach out to that group. I highly recommend going and checking out the new website and just poking around to see, because it was designed with the idea that we're going to be kind of going forward in this online world for a little bit. So having the website solid was a kind of priority of the summer. So I'm glad we're there, and I really encourage people to go there to see what we have to offer.
For sure, yeah, it's great for students to be able to find any information they need all in one spot. And Dungasa, do you want to tell us a little bit about what the GSU is doing during COVID-19? Oh, I think you're muted.
First of all, we partnered with the SGS, School of Graduate Studies, and we reeled out a lot of money for support to students during this pandemic, knowing the kind of difficulties that our students are facing at this time. We gave out grants to some of our students who were qualified for that through the SGS. But we have events that are coming up every month, and this is how we are staying in touch with our students, especially at this time when everybody's at home or locked down somewhere. Our events are just aimed at keeping everybody together and trying to help us socially associate and continue to be student-minded, if there's a word like that. Know that we are still, the GSU is still does still care for us. Apart from that, we have I talked earlier about financial services that we offer to students as support. This runs all year round. We have the conference funding available to offset costs of travel to conferences, but obviously not traveling now. So, but that money it pays up to $250 to $250 for master's students and $500 for doctoral students who are traveling for conferences. Those are, obviously when traveling was allowed. But now we have the professional membership grant available to offset the cost of joining professional associations. That is like, we have up to like $50 per year for all graduate students to join any club or society that would help your student life on campus and outside campus, your professional life. We have grants like the professional development grants available to offset at the cost of attending professional seminars. If you're attending a seminar, we have up to $200 for graduate students for masters, and we have up to $400 for doctoral students. Our special grants is available to ratify graduate students, clubs, and societies. We offer different grants for clubs and societies yearly. They bring out their budget, and we try to support as many clubs as possible. We encourage every of our new students coming in to join a club that will help you associate more with fellow students. And we as GSU, we are supporting these clubs with grants to help them function, do events, that would accommodate everybody. We have up to $750 each year for clubs. Grants for graduate students development. Each year, the GSU offers up to $2,000 for clubs and societies. And we have the health and dental coverage. Every graduate student is covered in our health and dental package. The GSU covers all your medical bills and your health and your dental fees. These are some of the things that we do financially to support graduate students.
Great, thank you for that. So there's also lots of support there for the graduate students. So if someone from MUNSU could explain to new undergraduate students or undergraduate students who have not yet been involved with a club or society. If they are interested, what's the process in finding the right club for them, and how do they get in contact with those people?
So right now, we have the list of clubs and societies page on our website, and it's rather extensive. It's any group that has recognized or ratified in the past academic year has been added to that list. And any available contact information that we have, as well as links to their social media pages. So these groups have been broken down into a few kind of subcategories, obviously, because there are so many of them, and they're labeled in this list as academic societies, which would be any of your faculty societies. So by the nature of you being a music student, for example, you're kind of under the Student Music Society, just as an example. So there are those. There are the advocacy and philanthropy groups. So this would be like Best Buddies NL, or the Lions Club, Lions Club chapter. The general interest groups. So these are like the Outdoor Adventure Club, or the Chess Society, or the MUN Anime Society is a very active one. Global Politics and Engagement, which would be the MUN UN Society, the MUN WHO Society, or the Engineers Without Borders, for example. Any of these kind of global organizations that have chapters within MUN. The Nationality, Religion, and Identity. So the recently revamped Black Students Association, like the Punjabi Students Association, the Muslim Students Association. Any of these nationality, religion, and identity, they're currently grouped into that category. Physical and outdoor recreation, so the Munkendo Club, the Latin Dance Club, and then there's a specific category for med school groups, because there are so many interest groups within the School of Medicine, radiology, that kind of thing, that really only kind of fall under the purview of that faculty, so they kind of have their own categorization. So if you go into the list of clubs and societies page on MUNSU, and you search for one of those words, academics, advocacy, and philanthropy, the list is there, and you can just go through and find what interests you. And I recommend just kind of skimming through the list anyway, because you never know what might catch your interest if you see it there.
Perfect. So if a student does find a club or society from that list, how would you recommend going about actually joining that group?
So in the listing, they have both the email out to like the official email if they've decided to get a Gmail account on their own, or if they have an email under MUNSU. I would recommend sending an email there, but I would also recommend at the same time, because so many of these groups have a Facebook page, I would recommend also going to the Facebook page, which should be linked right underneath the email, going and sending an email to that group, or trying to join that group. And when the questions come up, just letting them know, hey, I want to be in this club or society, or if it's a faculty society, saying I'm a new computer science student or something like that, and then they'll probably let you in. So I recommend sending an email to the address on the listing, and at the same time going to their Facebook page, joining or liking, and sending them a message.
Perfect, thank you. So it's not too hard to join a society once you find what you're looking for. And Dungasit, did you have anything to add from the GSU end of it? I think you're still muted.
Sorry about that. So just like the MUNSU, our clubs and societies are on our webpage. I've dropped our web link on the chat box. So everyone can access clubs and societies. They basically run between the academic programs. Each program, graduate program, would have a society or club that you can join as a new student. If you don't have access to any of them and you wish to join, you could send us a message, send a message to the GSU, and we will link you up directly with your club. We also have the clubs for nationalities. Most of the nationalities, not all of them, that are represented in the school. And like the graduate school has a lot of nationalities here, international students, a lot of international students who have groups that you can join. So I would ask that as soon as you arrive, as soon as you join us, get to know if if your nationality, if your country has a group or club that you can join, and we'll help you link up with that.
Perfect, thank you. So we have a student question for MUNSU about your health and dental insurance. So whoever one of you wants to take this one. So they're wondering if they're still covered during the spring summer term if they're only taking courses in the fall and winter semesters.
Yeah, I can take. So coverage begins on September 1st and ends on August 31st of every year. Simple as that.
Perfect. So you are covered through your whole semesters.
Yeah.
Great.
So long as they're registered in both fall and winter.
Okay. Okay. Right. So if you are registered in your fall and your winter semester, then you are covered. So is there any additional fee if they do need the spring and summer coverage, or is that all included?
I think it's all included.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you pay for fall and winter, then you're covered through spring and summer. If you didn't, you could opt in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So do you guys have, as a society, as MUNSU and as the GSU, are there any opportunities for students to get a job through you guys? One of you want to take that one?
So in most circumstances, we would have we would have the Breezeway, which often offers quite a bit of student employment, and the Attic, which also employs some students. Right now, we are offering our in the fall semester, we'll have our Museups up, our Museup positions that students will be able to apply to. But as it stands right now, with the uncertainty surrounding the fall and winter, it is not looking like the Breezeway or Attic will be open in a capacity that will support as many student positions. So I recommend everyone check out the Museups when they come up in the fall.
Perfect. And for students who aren't sure, can you explain what the Museups are?
Kat, do you want to?
Yeah, sure. So the Museup program comes from within the university, and different departments and components of the university get funding from the university to fund student positions. They either come in a 40-hour or an 80-hour format. Each student is eligible for up to 80 hours per semester. So you could have 2 40 hours or 1 80-hour each semester. And Museup opportunities are just a really, really great opportunity to get involved in on your campus, but also get more involved in the areas that interest you. We see a lot of students who have Museups with us end up running for MUNSU in the following year. You can also look for them in each of your departments. They have a lot of opportunities, whether for research assistants, kind of all over the university. You'll find various Museups. You apply for them online, and you can see them all listed there. Quite a few each semester that are available specifically for MUNSU, but they're available all throughout the university.
Perfect, thank you. So we have another student question. A student is wondering how they can go about creating a club or society.
Great. So there's actually a portion of the MUN website that is fully related to this. So we have first I'll reiterate the recommendation that you go through the club and society list just to make sure that what the club that you're trying to start isn't covered or intersected with in some way by a group that is currently operating. But basically what you would need to do is get together a group of students that is willing to operate as your board, which would be 4 or 5 students. It doesn't need to be specific positions, but basically you just need to get together and have someone that can, and have a small group that can be the representatives for that club or society. It's recommended that you have at least another 5 or so people that are interested in just being a member of that club or society without being a decision maker. But once you have that, it's easy. It's easy to apply for recognition. It's just on the Start a New Club or Society page. And so you apply to be recognized, which is a simple application that just says, do we have, what is our membership? Do we have a board? Do we have a prospective budget? If so, that's great. And apply to be recognized. And so recognition, you're able to apply for the recognition grant, which offers $250. It's similar to the special project grant, but it's a little more limited. But in 2 semesters of recognition, so say your club starts for this coming fall, you would apply for recognition in the fall and winter semesters, and then in the spring you would apply for ratification, and your group would there would be some more documentation that would be required to be approved for ratification. But once you are, your group can apply for all of our spaces. Once our spaces open back up, book equipment out, and you can also book these spaces and equipment when you're recognized as well. But you can, the main perk of being ratified is that you get $120 a semester as your kind of semesterly stipend, and you are able to apply for the special project and conference hosting grants, which are more substantial grants. And I highly recommend that if you are interested in doing something that isn't listed on the club or society list, then you get a few people together and start a club and society. I think it's a really good idea.
Perfect. Thank you for that information. And we have one more student question before we start to clue up. So in Dongasit, if a student is interested in more than one club or society, are they able to join more than one, or are they limited to one?
I encourage.
Oh, you're still
you're muted there, sorry.
I can hear you.
You can join as many clubs and society as you can. It's advisable that if you are capable, you should really join as many as you can.
Perfect. Yeah, and there's so many different ones and different interests that it's great to use all of your interests and passions throughout the university.
Yeah.
So we're going to start the clue up. So did anyone else have anything else to add?
So I will just point out that in regards to MUN Health and Dental Insurance, or MUNSU Health and Dental Insurance, you can opt out if you're currently covered under your parents' plan or some other plan. That means that you don't have to avail of the health and dental insurance that MUNSU provides to you as an undergraduate student. You can opt out. You can do that by September 23rd. September 23rd is the deadline for opting out. munsu35.ca/health and dental, with hyphens in between health and dental. Go check it out, read about the rates, make sure that you're fully informed on what is offered to you before you decide to opt out. But remember the deadline, September 23rd.
Perfect. Thank you for that reminder. And Dongasa, did you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I would like to use this opportunity to invite everyone to our Grad Fest event that will run through the month of September. It's a series of events that will be very helpful to every student, both new and old. So please find time to check our website. I have dropped a link there for everybody, and I will be glad to see you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So thank you all for joining us today for our session. The next Ask Me Live studio is going to happen on Wednesday, August 19th, and that will be a question and answer session with the School of Social Work. So you can join us every Wednesday and Friday at 2 for these sessions. So thank you all for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you all. Enjoy.
Awesome.